Three. Building alive.
Ready?
It's building alive, so give it just a minute. Hey, sorry guys, I've been pulling this back. I said I think you two are the only two going to actually be here. Alright, we are live. On YouTube.
We'll go ahead and get started. January 14th, our Ada County Clerk Committee meeting. We'll call it to order. Our chairman won't be here tonight. Keep him in our prayers. He's sick, under the weather. James, you'll lead us in words of prayer. Get started.
Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity, Lord, to come together, Lord, to discuss the visits of this fire department, Lord, and the county, Lord. We just pray for your guidance, Lord, as we make the decisions, Lord, and we just pray for all of our responders, Lord, just your protection over them, Lord. And we just pray for all those that are ill, Lord, with the COVID, Lord, and other sickness, Lord, and whatever physical disabilities they may have, Lord. We just pray for your healing and comfort for them, Lord. We just ask that you lead and guide us throughout.
Yes, thank you. We welcome everybody on Zoom. I hope it's all working good.
Everybody here is good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we'll get right into our meeting. Addition and deletion to agenda. We have anything?
Nope.
Public comments?
No. Chris, did you need to say anything? Guess not. I talked to him today, so. Nope.
Nothing on public comments? We go to our agenda items. Agenda item A, Elk Parks Building.
Ellenberg back in the hot seat.
Yeah.
See what?
Lay it on us, man.
Well, I guess y'all got the information we sent. We actually didn't get it till about 4 o'clock this afternoon. I've been promising all week long that we'd have it, close to the week, and we got it about 4 o'clock. So, that's just that's all the information I think everybody was asking about. But, some of that is, you have to look through it just to see what Green is talking, what they're saying they'll do.
I know y'all ain't had time to look at this much, but is this what y'all want?
Primarily laid out, I mean, this is what.
So the layout of it's not exactly right, and the reason is because we didn't want to have to spend the money on the architect yet.
He's talking maybe about the sketches back there. Some of that wasn't laid out the way we.
So are y'all looking at going to single story?
Yeah.
According to the fire marshal, here, the only way that we could go to a secondary level is if we put an elevator in. So we're trying to save the cost of an elevator and just go to the single story.
But you got enough land there behind it.
We do with the sketches. You can see there on the sketches how far we can go back.
Kind of hard to.
The existing building there, it's hard to tell, but we do have some property behind us there. I'll have to go back away. And there was I think, in talking to him, not lately, one of the guys from Greens there, the demolition part, if we do go that far and start tearing down, if, the debris and stuff like that can be transported to the county dump, it would save us a whole lot of money, as of them taking it somewhere. They'll charge us if they, if they don't have a place to go. If we can make arrangements for it to go to the county landfill, then we'll save quite a bit of money, they say.
That shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They'll take cinder block concrete anyhow for free, because they use it for their cover every night. But the wood and other stuff, is typically all they charge you for when you demo something. But I'm surely they'd let the fire department slide on that.
Should.
I mean, we can talk to Cindy and Philip, and kinda get a idea on that. I mean, it don't hurt to ask.
That saves some pretty big money. At 40, what is it, 55 a ton, something like that now?
So what, or like the engineers and stuff, I mean, with this, is that, I guess what I'm wondering is what kind of guarantee will we have if we build back on that same piece that it's not more?
Well, I think, how far down?
They said they would go down 16 feet, that's what the engineer from Asheville had recommended. And he said that they would have a on-site engineer on site while they're digging and while they're putting back. The dirt that they put back has to meet certain standards.
Be compacted.
Yeah, and I know we were asked to get a quote on, trying to fix it. And Green contacted, the outfit out of Asheville, and, they wouldn't sign off on trying to fix it. And,
Fix what's there, you mean?
yeah, they said that they wouldn't be responsible if we tried to fix it.
I believe I said the last time that he explained to me, if they go in there and they start digging, and this breach of dirt or sawdust or whatever goes under the footers through there, then the price, of course, is gonna go up higher, and the danger gonna go up higher.
Right.
We're having some problems there. So he said that, it would probably cost us more
That's what I
to,
kind of expected.
more to repair it.
Hard to work around the building.
To tear it down, so.
What kind of timeline did they say? This year?
Well, somewhere like that. And of course, we're in the early stages, this is just information y'all asked for. And, we've not been able to we're not using the building, of course. I don't know, I think I might be the only one that's been upstairs in several months, but, we do have some equipment stuff that we're storing. That we don't have a place for. We haven't stored some equipment. We don't have any of our trucks, or, I think our side-by-sides down there.
I don't guess y'all want to write a check,
I wonder, is there, so like, just curious, I mean, because we know we're going to do something regardless, so can it be kind of done, I mean, could we go ahead and, if we had some funds that we could come to do the demolition
Yeah,
and get the demolition done and maybe break, go ahead if we have, we'll probably wait till next meeting when everybody's here to figure out and look into where we might be able to have any money, or if we have anything we can put towards it, because they're showing the demolition.
Yeah, they were 200, 170.
Well, they're just tearing down the building, it looks like, around $50,000 just for the building.
Some of that will, the price on that will vary, of course, for what we were talking about a while ago about getting rid of some of the debris and stuff at the
Yeah, I mean,
landfill, but then, there might be some other
Yeah, I was just looking at the site demolition
About
thing there.
33 on that.
33 plus.
About 112 for the excavation and bringing the new, the donor dirt in.
But what I'm wondering is, if we look in our stuff, and I guess we just need to research.
If we go that far, we need to at least make the step to have it dug out at the same time and have this new field put in so we can kind of settle with whatever time range we're planning to do the rest of it. We have to take it.
I was just wondering if we could get somewhere if we could find money out of this year's budget to go ahead and get the project kind of started, even if it's just getting the building down and having to wait, July maybe before, I don't know, we just have to look and.
When they
see
demo
what
that,
money we have.
is that gonna leave the site of the building exposed on that one wall, or is that wall,
Well, we got a door,
partition wall
we
there?
got a door that we'll have to put a door in, move a door in, but that's.
Or plywood, just seal it over? So in theory, you could probably do the demo and then, in a couple of steps.
When we do that, we're gonna need some way of storing some of our equipment, not to mention all the stuff we've got upstairs that's in the office and stuff like that, which we're slowly moving that down to the old squad. Office files and stuff.
So are you thinking about getting
We went up in the attic the other day, and I guess from the time the fire department was there, they've got records and just stuff piled in the attic, and we're going to have to go through some of that stuff. The old files, and the boxes and boxes.
I don't think the story's good. Oh, a lot of that stuff, they might be able to.
Well, we'll be able to get rid of a lot of it, I'm sure, but,
About one of them storage containers, along with bring that off.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
and we've got, on the back side of the building, we've probably got room on the back.
For one of those Connex
For
boxes?
one of them, and then we might could put one at the squad, and that would probably
So they
substantiate the.
They agreed to give us a machine to leave one of those walls down there. That way it's not, the employees or whatever can just boom it up there on the deck. And we stack
That'll
it
get you stuff down.
so that we can get it down in a timely manner. Once we agree to go with them or whatever we're gonna do, they said they'd bring a machine out there and leave us.
I guess we table this for the next meeting until we figure out when we're gonna get the money.
I think we won't have to, till we look into trying to figure out.
So we're gonna we need to look for 50,000, is that right? And
Just doing the demo, closer to 40. Figure a little bit more, well, if the county will work with them on the trash dump, might come in in the upper 20s there.
So we'll work on this month to try to figure out exactly what we're gonna do.
I know y'all wanna get started.
Well, we'd like to, let's waste the space there, I just think we've got the squad,
Right, yeah.
and have the squad be busy.
Man, can get everything ready, so as soon as weather breaks, they can go ahead and start putting it back.
Could we look at maybe going ahead and get them permission to go ahead and try to find some Connex boxes or whatever to put the stuff in and go ahead and get that?
Check on some prices and stuff.
would we
Maybe
be,
Should be able to rent them.
would we be better off to rent one for the amount of time, or just
Well, if it's a year.
buy one or two?
About 40 footers, about 2,500 to 3,000. So if you rent it, I don't even know what they rent for, I'm guessing a couple $100 a month. So,
We just kinda have to look into
Pretty
it.
dang close.
Yeah, we'd have to just kinda look into it and
The sheriff's
see.
office has a few out at the dump site in the hospital.
Yeah, but I don't think they're big. If we're gonna do one, we'd wanna make sure we got a watertight one. And, Once they're done with it, we've got one, we can put.
Well, check on that, how much it will cost a month to rent one, and if it's gonna cost, come out better to buy it, then probably better off to buy it, than if we had to turn around and sell it.
And if they just find that out and call us.
Maybe then we can use it on the, training facility.
Right? I mean,
If you,
if we're gonna buy
if
one
we-
for them,
well, we probably need to know exactly what we need for the training facility, and then, we kinda, be one little part of it.
What's the length of these? 40.
Typically 40, I mean, you can get 40 or,
45.
yeah,
40.
you can get another one.
No, I think it's gonna take probably that kind of stuff we've got, but we could start at one.
cram it in with that low.
Start at one and see.
Well, you'll have to do that, some like wiring stuff and that kind of stuff, that you'll probably want to pull out. Have a place to store it, I would think. Tables and chairs and, won't take long.
Yeah, it won't take long to fill one up.
Can you put any of it in the part that's not being tore down?
Pretty crowded right now, but there's some space. There'll be some space we can move some stuff over. And we've got what? An extra room, there's one room at the squad up there that we're gonna maybe keep our filing cabinets and office stuff in. So we've not moved a whole lot, but there's quite a bit to move. But is there any other information that you think we need to ask them, or, like I said, we've not had much time to go over it and see.
I mean, I know.
That's about it. Just,
It gives us a start of what we need, I think.
do we need to vote on this to table it to next month, or just, we just do it on?
Just get on the agenda for next month.
Yeah, just put it on the agenda for next month, too. With that, though, Jeremy, didn't you mention something about if the building that you're using now gonna need kind of heat work or something?
We've got gas up there now, but the heat pump went out back in fall. So we've got a gas heater in the main building, and we've got one old bay gas heater, and it's running around the clock. It's an older and smaller one, so, either one of those go down, and we're in trouble.
Originally, what we were thinking is to take the heat pump that's at the building now and try to get it put at the other building.
Because
Save some
we got gas in the old part. Central
If we want-
heating's upstairs and all that, and if that comes down, we can move that heat pump up to the squad.
If we could get the water cut off to that building, we could go ahead and probably get that heat pump installed at the other building.
If you're gonna demo it, it ain't gonna hurt it to freeze.
Get you by.
We got something else we want to tell you?
Yeah, y'all still on the agenda for
Grant.
grant.
Oh, yeah, state grant. Yeah, we wanted to request on the state grant, we sold that old brush truck that we had. And the money was put into the county fund, or
Right.
tax fund. We wanted to see about, maxing out our grant.
What is our grant limit this year? Same thing as it was last year.
60's a state limit, but
Right.
I think we only funded, what, 20?
40.
I think y'all give us actually 22,500.
I think so,
For
for,
extra 2,500 for some AEDs,
AED.
so it'd be about 7,500 to max out.
How much y'all get out of that?
It's like 10,000.
That's good. Yeah. I don't see it myself, I don't see a problem with them using their money to do that.
Well, they're actually making that 20,000 by using it on the state grant. You'd be crazy not to let them have it.
Right. So I guess we need a,
Or 15,000, I guess, if it's 7,500.
We need a motion and a second to go ahead and.
Make a motion to allow them to take whatever they need to max that out.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to let Elk Park use whatever they need to max out the state grant. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, just use whatever you need to do that, and we'll work with you on that building and try to, I know it's a mess.
It ain't.
We went through the septic for 2 years, so I know it's a mess, so. Yeah, any way I can help you, let me know if there's anything we can do.
Appreciate y'all's service to us. Do you have anything else, Drew? Thank you, fellas. Thank you for what you do for us.
We'll try to get it quick as we can.
Well, you know, it's gonna be a long, drawn-out process. I mean, we know that, I know that, well, you know it.
Yeah.
There it is, so. All right, well, y'all have a good night.
All right, well, thank you, man. Agenda item C, Firefighter Association for bottled water.
Scott, Mansbury.
Scott, you hear us?
Yeah, is it my turn? Sorry, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Well, basically, the association purchases bottled water to distribute among the fire departments to use for various things, structure fires, of course, and other incidents that require everybody gets water. It's pretty widely used, according to Paul and Jeff there, and our supply is getting a little bit low, and we need to purchase some more. And it's probably going to be around $300. I only price the water where I work, so I don't really mind where we buy it, but it's going to be roughly $300 or so to buy a pallet of water. So just thought I'd let you know about that and whatever y'all think on that. But we do distribute it among all the stations to use for the whole county.
Was y'all gonna take the money out of y'all's account, or we gonna pay for it?
Yeah, we can take it out. Yeah, we can take it out of contingency if you want. That's not a big deal, but it's appropriate for me to ask, I think, before I do that, so.
Is that what we plan on?
Yeah. I'll make a motion, we'll allow them to do that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, let association go ahead and get a pallet of water.
A big old case.
Big old case. Let them go ahead and get a pallet of water. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. You also on there for I Am Responding.
I've done some research today on I Am Responding, the program that we use for the county. And I've compared it to the Active 911 program, which granted, I've not talking to representatives from each company that offers these systems, but you know, in a nutshell, gentlemen, to do away with I Am Responding, I think would cause a great deal of chaos for the county. The I Am Responding software, this county has a lot of information stored in it. It has all of our water points stored in it. It's compatible with Firehouse software that we use. Honestly, it does, and I noticed Jim is on the call as well. So, you know, Beech Mountain uses it very actively, and I think the county would be better served to figure out how to use I Am Responding better than it does now, instead of trying to change it to something else, which I think would be a very chaotic thing to do, because you know, it just simply the county fire departments have a lot of information in there. And Active 911, it's a good program, but it doesn't do a lot of things that I Am Responding does. And, you know, I Am Responding is compatible with everybody. You can track apparatus, you can see the status of apparatus. It's compatible with emergency management. If they need to see status of all the apparatus, it keeps records, training equipment, training records. It's compatible with the NIFRS reporting that we download every year on our incidents. Dispatch is capable of using it, and our mutual aid partners are capable of using it. So, you know, not to step on anyone's toes, but it would be very chaotic to change programs by August. So, which is when the 3-year contract is up for I Am Responding. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I've spent a lot of the day looking at each program. And I will say too, I think the Fire Association is not really there as far as changing to something else. But I'm here. I'll be happy to talk to you, answer any questions that you might have.
So did the Firefighter Association wants to change it, don't want to change it, or?
They're not really on board to wanting to change from I Am Responding unless unless you know something I don't. But my consensus is they don't really want to change at this moment.
Yeah, that's what I walked away with, is keep it where it's at.
My only thing, Scott, when I mentioned this, to look into this, is it will transfer all the information over, is what the lady told me when I talked to her. I Am Responding, water points, any information. Jim, have you talked to them, Jim?
Well, they actually use both of them there.
They use Active 911?
Putney said he would not be changing, even if they have to pay for
But
it.
they said anyway, they said regardless, I mean, that all that information would transfer over from I Am Responding to Active 911. It's virtually half the cost of I Am Responding. You're not locked into a contract for 3 years like we have been before, and agencies not being able to be added onto it that need to be added onto it, such as EMS. A year or so ago, or whenever they went on it, they had to go with Active 911 because they couldn't get on with the I Am Responding. I guess it was maxed out with personnel or whatever the issue was there. So that's why I mentioned that, and that's why, you know, the lady said that you'd be glad to give a 4-month free trial to see, so people could see how it works. And I mean, it does the same thing that I've seen that I Am Responding does. So.
No, it doesn't. It does not do everything. And the consensus of the group was they don't want to have to learn something new and something that does not do everything I Am Responding does. And the group was agreed, I think, correct me, Mark and Scott, that we probably need to study a little bit more, learn a little bit more about all the new advantages of I Am Responding.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So what are y'all using in I Am Responding that Active 911 won't do?
Well, just what pops into my brain immediately is it will not track apparatus and their status, whether they're in service or out. It will not do that.
Well, the fire trucks don't have a way of tracking anyway with them, do they?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I can see every apparatus in the county and their status, whether they're out of service or
I can see the status, but I mean as far as tracking them, you can't see where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So all our trucks in the county have trackers on them?
Well,
If nothing else,
I mean,
we
if
don't
somebody's in
want,
there with their cell phone on, I can see where it would be tracking them, but it'd
Shane.
be the same thing on 911.
if nothing else, the departments don't want to learn a whole new system. Can you understand that?
Oh, I understand that, but it's not that much to learn, Jim. I mean, you just pull it up and it's got the direction.
It has taken us 6 years to get the departments onto this, and we now realize we need to learn more about all the new features that it has, not just what Scott said, but there are others.
That's fine, I mean, it's just, I mean, that's money you're taking that could be utilized for something else for half the cost. You
No,
might need- that you could use
it's
somewhere
not,
else.
it's not very much money for a system that does a lot more.
Well, when there's a system that does the exact same thing, I mean, I just want you to try it to see. I mean, that's all. And it, I think
I
it'd be
will-
simple. I just
I will
don't think you're having open
stipulate-
minds to look into something.
I will stipulate, I would be glad to talk to a representative from Active 911, but what I've seen today, it is an inferior program, and that's why it's cheaper. But just because something's cheaper, and I mean it with all due respect, just because something's cheaper doesn't mean that's the way to go. Our tax money that we utilize is to be used to provide a service, not necessarily to save money. Now, we do need to save money, but I Am Responding does a great deal of different things. And I can get into the specific things. I have them written here. But when you compare the two apples to apples, it don't quite add up. But Active 911 is still a good program. I'm not knocking it. It does a good job at what it does. I Am Responding is just a different program that does more than vehicle navigation and texting. You know, it's more than that. And I think if Avery County gets on board with using it to its full potential, we'll see that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think what the Active 911 does, I think would utilize the potential what it's being used, what I Am Responding is being utilized for right now, from what I've seen from the departments. But that's my understanding.
But I do want to reiterate, the Fire Association is not on board with changing the system. And I want it on the record that I think to change would be a very chaotic thing to undertake.
Okay. So. We'll be changing.
Now,
That's all I've got, guys, unless you need something from me.
Thank you for that information, but I don't guess we'll be changing it right now, because if we take a vote right now.
Well, I mean, that'd be budget time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be budget
just
time,
for
so.
information.
Yeah, we can still look at both of them and see, but, yeah,
Yeah, that's all I was asking, just to have an open mind and look at something, not just.
And I'll be happy to look at it. I'll be happy to.
Jim, will you take time to look at it?
Oh, yeah.
They're using it right now.
Oh, y'all using it?
That's why the, chief up there said he would not change.
Y'all using both of them up there?
Chief Pudney uses it to pretty much to run our department. They're always adding new things, and he keeps up with it. And I think what we found out is that, as Scott said, we just need to train a little bit more on it. We've gone a long ways to getting folks to use it, and we just need to train a little bit more to open up the new items that it has that Active 911 doesn't have. So.
All right, thank you. We'll just move on. We just move on. Agenda item E, hiring employee.
so we have our employee on the table. I checked who you wanted me to, called, talked to him, and, you know, he said that he was done everything he needed to do. He was a good employee. If they had opportunity, they'd hire him back. You know, kind of the whole spiel. So we need to decide whether we can't discuss nothing because we're on Zoom and we really don't have enough people to to do it in a closed session. So we need to make a decision right here whether we wanna go ahead and hire or if we wanna wait till next meeting and have a closed session on it.
Seems to me like we should at least table it till next month so that all the members could be here, number one, or the commission members.
Yep.
And if there is a need for closed session, then we can have that as well, effectively.
We can't do a closed session and a Zoom meeting.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
When I put this on the agenda, we had enough people, you know, and Scott didn't feel so bad, he talked to me the other day and he didn't even feel good enough to do a Zoom meeting.
Right.
Or he'd have been on here with us now, but,
Right.
and then Matt ended up stuck working late, so.
So I guess we would just table this for next month.
Good.
I know you're in a hurry trying to get everybody filled up and
Yeah.
then every place and get all that behind you. I know it's not on the agenda, but you get all the turnout gear and everything took care of.
Yeah, we got a really good deal. We had to split it up and didn't order everything from the same person, of course, but we got a good deal from Stevens on our helmets and, hoods and our boots compared to what everybody else was doing. It wasn't a super cheap, I didn't wanna buy a super cheap boot,
Right.
'cause we got some of them now. They're pretty nice.
You're up, by the way.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right, the only thing I've really got is, the reserve truck, but I think me and Mark's talked about it, but it needs to be put on the table for right now. Crossnor don't want it, their station, they got to use that bay coming up in the next little while for some of their stuff. And right now, the reserve truck is at Banner Elk. They have an engine down, and they put it in over there to replace the engine they got down. The American LaFrance is, the big truck, the one from Texas, has gone to Johnson City.
That's all it's doing, they got the-
Yep, it's gone. They don't have any idea when they'll get an idea of what's wrong with it. So, we may not have to worry about it for a while, but if during cold weather, I talked to Mark, and Mark said that we could put it in the basement at Linville over the pit.
Well, we've actually revamped that a little, we're gonna put it where the brush truck's at, so it's easier access.
Yeah,
You know, those downstairs doors are narrow,
yeah.
so the brush truck will go and come easier.
So we've got a place to put it for now, but
Until warm weather, we have agreed to.
yeah, so once
After
warm
that-
weather gets here,
After that.
It may have to find another place,
we're
Okay.
gonna
just to
have
get it out
to,
of a jam.
we're gonna have to think about what we're gonna do with that truck. Because, we need to find somewhere to store it where they got room and they don't care to keep it there. So, that is down the road now.
I guess maybe y'all or we get Scott's association and mention it, you know, we're gonna keep this truck, my opinion is, somebody's gonna have to step up.
Is the
If
truck
not, I think we're
complete?
gonna have to get rid of it, I
Is
mean,
the
I
truck
don't see
completely
that.
ready to go now with all equipment on it?
It's non-S rated, correct?
It's a non-S
And that's what was asked, that it would stay non-S rated, so.
Did we find the air packs?
We did, we sure
Were they
did.
legal?
They were, no, they were upstairs to the ladder building. When they took them off the truck and put your straps on, they moved them upstairs.
It does sound like the truck is useful to have, because
Well,
it's
clearly
helping, it's helping Banner Elk out right now, it sounds like, so.
Well,
Yeah, I think it's helped several departments out, and I hate it, but I mean, I'm not gonna, we don't need to keep a truck if it's not, have a place to be housed and it's sit outside and then damage is gonna happen to it.
Right, it's a good truck, real good truck,
yeah.
but
Honestly, I was hoping, a department would help us out. I actually had Frank Fire Department on my mind, not to put anybody on the spot,
I
John,
can
but
see that, Rose, on your mind.
Well, actually, there were multiple people that had that thought.
Oh, okay. Well, we had it at one time, and our problem was it was not 9S ready to go. And we asked, that's old stuff, asked to have it ready to go for 9S, well, we wouldn't have to move nothing, and it never would happen, so.
Could you ask could you ask the group to store it until we can get the fire commission to get it up to 9S?
It's up to 9S.
It's up to 9S now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll look at warm weather. Mark's gonna keep it to warm weather if, whenever Banner Oak gets done.
Banner Oak don't keep it.
Banner Oak may keep it to
Yeah.
it's warm.
They keep it till next year.
Yeah.
You never know.
But I will work on that.
Is that a mechanical problem with the truck, or a pump problem, or?
No, it's a mechanical, electrical problem with the truck.
It wasn't one of them flooded trucks, was it?
I don't know. But I do know that they said that you can drive it and then you lose all throttle, and that sometimes it'll do full throttle. So, I think that's what he said. But there was some very, safety issues with the throttle and that kind of thing. They don't know. It's been looked at twice.
Better keep your finger on the neutral button. In case it throttles up on you on the road.
It's been looked at by, whoever they get to service their trucks, and they decide it's time to send it somewhere else and have somebody else look at it. So I'm pretty sure he said it went, I think they told me it went to Johnson City. So,
I saw it going through Newland, pushing snow.
we'll.
Saw it go, or I mean through Linville.
So we don't know what it's gonna cost or nothing.
No.
We
Don't
don't
think we're
really
gonna.
know what's the matter with it.
Yeah. So,
So I guess everything got out, to everybody on the vaccine and.
yeah,
To our employees or?
the vaccine is, gonna be available to the employees and all first responders. There should have been I got it, so I know it was sent out. There was an I am responding message with a link to a website that links you to the hospital's thing where you can register as a first responder for Avery County, and they're doing it at the Baker Center Tuesday and Thursday next week. So you just fill out your name, and pick a time, and it's simple. If anybody's got any trouble with it, all I gotta do is, get hold of me or Ledford. So, yeah, he's got pictures, so he can send pictures.
And I would say too, that, if some people are uncomfortable, and the Scott Association of Dr. Rogers, which is our new medical director in the county, she put a real good presentation together for EMS. If you've got some people that are real hesitant or have questions about it, I can probably try to get hooked up with some type of Zoom meeting or something with her if I need to do that for anybody if that would be helpful for some of the people, for some of the misinformation that's kind of been out there on this.
Quite a bit out there.
Yes.
You think we ought to get her to do a Zoom next month, next meeting? Or is that gonna be too far out?
I don't know how busy your schedule is, but we need, I would like to try to push it through pretty quick, I would highly recommend our guys,
Right.
it's either get the vaccine or we're just going to get back to running calls just like we normally, type of things, so.
All right. Anything else?
Was that everything? Okay, I thought so.
Good?
Yeah.
I appreciate what you and Brian do. I know you get 100 phone calls a day.
Yeah, one more thing. So we have been requested from the county, and I'm talking Philip personally asked me, where they are doing the vaccine out here, and this is for the board members, and, where they're doing the vaccine, they don't have enough personnel. EMS has got personnel out there helping, Sheriff's Office has got personnel out there helping. They wanted us to get some personnel when they need it to help fill in. And, for directing traffic, helping, old people in and out of cars, that kind of thing. So that, it was just brought up to me, and I wanna kinda let everybody know that we may have firemen in and out of pocket at different times, just to kinda rotate through so that everybody don't have to do something all day. They can pull an hour or two and get back to doing whatever they need to do, just to, that's what we're here for. I mean, the citizens are the one paying our salaries as it is, so if, you know, somebody don't.
Myself, I don't see a problem with sending some help, but we don't wanna end up doing all of it all the time.
That's right.
Sometimes you go help people, they just turn it over to you, so,
But that's just, you know, pull one or two of the guys at different times, and let them rotate through, so nobody's doing a whole day. Old Brown had to do a whole day the other day, and that's, we'll just try to rotate everybody through and pull a couple hours here and there, just, that way nobody's having to spend all day.
Okay.
Maybe we can get everybody on a volunteer schedule, hey, I'll come up and work these 2 hours, I'll come up and work these 2 hours, and we get some stuff filled in.
Well, if you got 2 at one station, one of them ought to be able to come up.
Break off and come help for a little while.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, and it
Probably
really,
work out that way.
yeah, it really looks good for the fire commission and the, citizens' eyes when our guys are up there helping do things like that. So, we gotta earn our pay somehow, right?
Yeah,
All right, that's it.
that's it.
Yeah, that was the one thing I needed.
We do, like I said, we do appreciate you and Brian and all the paid guys, everything they do, and all the volunteers, everything they do to help out in the county. We need to approve the minutes for, December the 10th, 2020, and also December the 17th, 2020.
And they should be in that
Make a
packet.
motion, we approve them. Motion been made to approve the minutes for December the 10th and December the 17th, 2020. Any more discussion? All in favor to approve the minutes? Aye. All right. Upcoming meeting, next fire commission regular meeting will be February the 11th, 2021 at 7 here in the boardroom. Avery County Firemen's Association meeting will be February the 4th at the Ladder Building at 7 p.m. and Chief's meeting at 6:30. And Jim Brooks gonna cook, I think, ain't you, Jim?
Yeah,
I'll get with Chief Bob and we'll work out something if it's nothing more than a Snickers. I went to Green Valley and there was no food. I don't know what's happened down there.
Hey, Scott, that is right. It's supposed to be at the Ladder Building, correct?
yeah, we just never know, what our great governor's gonna put out an executive order on what next, so we just, we plan on the Ladder Building every month, and if I'm able to change it, I'll change it, but the Ladder Building seems to be the best place because it has doors on both sides of the building, and it's a little bit more open area, so that's why we do it there.
All right, if it was a change, let us know.
Okay.
Motion to, that's it, motion to close. Motion to adjourn. Adjourn? Ain't no closed session. So
Nope.
motion to adjourn,
We're good.
we adjourn.
All right, guys, we appreciate you on, Zoom.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, see ya.